Hey friends, where I'm here today to talk about Monarque and why I don't think it's that bad, and also kind of again touching on this topic of, are you frustrated or are you not playing the way you should? Right? Because we've had that discussion before with Jotun, and today we're going to be talking about Monarque, because apparently the black armory weapons just everybody hates. Yeah, Monarque, those of y'all who may not be aware, is a poison bow. You get a crit, it poisons you for I think 2.5 seconds, something like that. You take tick damage. It does technically more damage than other bows in its archetype because it has that poison damage associated with it. However, Monarque cannot one-shot kill as far as I'm aware. I think I take that back. Maybe if you're tier 0 or tier 1 resilience, it can one-shot kill as long as you have weapons of light or some other big damage buff. But normally, it cannot one-shot kill. However, players love to complain and whine and talk trash on Monarque, say, "Oh, you're scrubby for using Monarque. You're bad for using Monarque. You're crutching on Monarque." Sorry. You're crutching on Monarque, and it made me want to make this video because I don't see why players have an issue with Monarque. I really don't. Okay, at its core, number one, it's a bow. Okay, bows are already at a substantial disadvantage in the Crucible because there's no way to one-shot with bows outside of, like I said, maybe Monarque if you have a damage boost and somebody's low enough resilience. Okay, but that's like a 1% of the time kind of thing. Like, that's not happening every game or anything like that. So, we're going to forget about that. Monarque is a bow. Okay, meaning it's going to take 2 shots to kill you, or it's going to take 1 shot and then somebody's switching to their primary blah, blah, blah to clean you up. Now, here's the thing. Most players, they will use Monarque with SMG or hand cannon, right? They hit you with Monarque, deal that chunk damage, and they'll switch their other weapon, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's where the frustration comes from. Like, oh, like, it just feels like you can't do anything against it. Oh, it's not fair that, he's Monarque and an SMG, and he shot me with Monarque and then cleaned me up with an SMG. But newsflash here, the same can be done with literally any bow. I could put on Strident Whistle and an SM and an Immortal, and I could hit you in the face with Strident Whistle, switch to Immortal, clean you up, or Strident Whistle and Round Robin, because that's a really popular hand cannon right now. Shoot you with Monarque, clean you up with Round Robin. It doesn't matter that it is Monarque. It doesn't matter at all. Like, it's just a bow. It's a bow that deals poison damage, but players love to, hate. They love to hate Monarque. They love to talk trash, like, "Oh, you're using Monarque. You're a scrub. You're bad. You're trash." Blah 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 blah. That is completely irrelevant to the fact that it is Monarque, and it's more so an issue that you don't like bows. Unfortunately, most bows are not really worth using. Monarque's the only one I would say is probably worth using because it has Snapshot on it, and I'm pretty sure that Snapshot only rolls on Monarque. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think Monarque is the only bow that can get Snapshot. And in my opinion, that would be the reason I would use Monarque, is because it has Snapshot. Not because it deals the poison damage or anything like that. Like, it's literally just because it has Snapshot, and it feels like a snappy bow. But, players love to hate it. It's in a similar boat as Jotun. Like, you shouldn't be dying to Jotun. If you died to Jotun, you would have died literally to anything else because you either didn't see it coming or somebody was close enough to you that you couldn't avoid it. Monarque is the same way. Like, if you're dying to Monarque, any other bow would have done the same thing. Any other sniper potentially would have done the same thing as well. It's like that. But it leads me to wonder about this question, and it's kind of a skill issue question, I guess you could say. And I hate using that term. I really do. But are you actually mad that I got killed by somebody who's better than me, or I'm mad because I got killed by somebody who's using Monarque? And there's this ego that Destiny players, many, not all, but many Destiny players have, where they think like, "Oh, I am the best person in this lobby. Like, I am the best player in this lobby. I should be on top of the leaderboard the entire game, blah, blah, blah. And if I die, it's because I died to cheese. I died to somebody who's playing like a scrub." Like, the ego of so many Destiny players will not let them just accept the fact that, hey, I got outgunned. I got outplayed. I shouldn't have been using X gun at X range. Hey, I should have, been more careful about walking around the corner, and expecting a shotgun play. Like, hey, I should have known that this person's going to chase me, around the corner, whatever it is. But no, players don't like to do that. Players like to blame all of their mistakes on other things. Okay. And Monarque is just one of those examples, just like Jotun. Players can't accept responsibility for their fault. So they have to say, oh, he's crutching on Monarque. Again, it's not Monarque, it's bows. Okay. It's a strategy that as frustrating as it is, it exists. Okay. And it is frustrating when somebody's running around with a bow and they're immediately switching to, their hand cannon or their submachine gun. They're immediately cleaning you up, but that's not a Monarque issue. That's a bow issue. That's a bow and somebody's play style. And really, I don't see that being much of an issue in the Crucible currently. Like, I rarely run into players who do that, with bows. The old swap strategy. They use a bow to get you weak, then switch over, because it's not really a viable tactic. It's not a viable tactic. Like, the amount of time it takes you to draw the bow, let it off, switch over to your weapon, and of course have to be accurate and hit your shots, doesn't make sense when you could use, like an SMG, just shoot him down, gun him down, a sidearm, just gun him down, a sniper, just get the one shot, or a shotgun to get the one shot. Like, it just, it doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, we're talking again about not all players, but we're talking about a certain type of player that can't just accept that they've been outdone. Okay. And Monarque is one of those weapons that it is unfortunately falls into the pool of weapons that were deemed, oh, it's scrubby, it's lame, it's boring, it's, OP, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And really, it's none of those things. It's just a bow with snapshot on it. Okay, that's all it is. And if you have an issue with it, if you have an issue with Monarque being OP or busted or anything like that, like, I want to hear about it in the comments, because I want to know your thought process. Like, I like to say I've ascended. Okay, because I used to be that way. I used to in Destiny, oh, somebody's using X gun, like, that's cheesy, that's BS, blah, blah, blah. They're just a meta using poop, blah, 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 head, all that stuff. I don't care. Like, you can use whatever the hell you want in Destiny. It's all gonna, if you can make a 180 scout rifle work, that's fine. If you want to use, box breathing, no distractions, hung jury, do it. Okay, more power to you. If you're gonna use, the most meta loadout, immortal with, sniper or the fusion rifle, whatever, that's fine. Okay, it's fine. But you can't just crap talk an exotic because its existence aggravates you. Okay, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Oh, I got hit with Monarque. Oh, I'm gonna get all hissy and fussy now because I got shot with Monarque, and now I've got to take an extra 2 seconds to heal. And if you're playing Warlock, just put a rift down, throw a healing grenade. If you're on Solar, like, there's a number of things you can do to heal quickly, have high recovery. And I think that it frustrates player, and that's the next thing. It also frustrates people because I think it requires players to just slow down. Let me start this over here. Because I don't have any other footage right now, but I think that it forces players to slow down, and players don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like, being hit with a tether, can't run, can't jump. That's why nobody uses Icefall Mantles, because you can't sprint, you can't jump, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Monarque, it slows your healing down by 2 seconds, which 2 seconds in game is a lot. That's enough time to potentially almost get 3 kills. Like, again, if you had everything perfectly set up, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I think that this whole thing with the hate train for Monarque, say, oh, it's trash, it's scrubby, it's blah, 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 it's cheap. It's none of those things. It's just a bow. And it's not even a what's it called? A lightweight bow, a lightweight bow, that can be drawn very quick. Like, it's a 687, I think. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's just a 687 draw time. Normal bow that deals poison damage and has snapshot on it. Like, that's not, in my books, that's not broken. It's just, the fact that players like to hate on it. It's the fact that you don't know how to play around it. It's the fact that the person who's using it has used it for a long time, and they know how to use it optimally. It's the same issue with, yesterday we talked about Rat King briefly. People saying I'm crutching on Rat King. No, like, Rat King on paper is like one of the worst sidearms in the game. It really is. It's terrible. It feels so bad. I use it for the perks because the perks are really fun, really cool. But people say, oh, you're crutching on it, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not that. It's that you're frustrated because your ego thinks that you should be better than me, and I just proved it wrong. And now, instead of understanding, and you know what, I'm gonna lose some fight, it's okay, you're mad because the Monarque user is better than you, and that's what it is. They're better than you. Okay. And yes, there are certain situations like you could make an argument in trials, for example, like you're under level, somebody's using Monarque, one tapping you. Like I can get behind that. I can understand that, but 99% of Crucible, you really should not be complaining about somebody using Monarque or somebody using, whatever else it is, whatever else they're using, because it's a thing. And especially my players out there that, oh my God, I like the players that are using their target lock immortal, their iterative loop with kickstart and under pressure, or their shotgun, whatever. Like these are the kinds of players I'm seeing like get so mad and like about people using Monarque, like in the, not the gameplay here, but in the game that I was playing earlier, somebody was in chat blowing it up about how somebody on the enemy team was using Monarque and how it's broken and stupid, blah, blah, blah. I go in and check this dude's loadout. He's using an Adept Immortal with rangefinder, target lock, I think it was like a 4 out of 5 god roll. Anyways, and I'm just like, bro, like you can't say that somebody's using cheese when you're going to use the most meta weapon in the game right now. Really. Okay, you don't have a place to talk about cheese and how something's broken when you're using something that literally kills so fast. There's almost nothing you can do about it. Like I think the only thing that kills faster than a target lock immortal is maybe a 300 round per minute sidearm, and you have to hit all crits, right? But I don't know. It's just, I get frustrated seeing so many players talk, about people using certain exotics that are bad. Like why is Lumina not on there? Like I'm using Lumina in this gameplay. I'm buffing my teams, giving them I think it's 20 or 20. Is it 20 or 25%? I can't remember, but it's either 20 or 25% more damage in the Crucible. And players are nobody's complaining about that. Like I'm literally able to, and I don't think I did it in this gameplay, but I can literally keep somebody alive by just spamming Lumina shots at them while they are in a gunfight with an enemy. Why are people not, oh, that's BS, like Lumina's so OP and busted, why is what's another exotic I can think of? Why is, something like, goodness, I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm sorry. If you can think of one, put it in the comments below. But yeah, I don't know. I've talked about it long enough. Like if you get killed by Monarque, there are things you could have and should have done to avoid it. If you didn't, then that player is probably just, they outplayed you, and that's what it is. It's not, oh, well, they're using a cheap tactic. Like like I said, in the time it takes you to fully draw the bow, let it rip, switch to another weapon for the cleanup, like you, the player who that happened to have the potential to kill them, your aim just wasn't on point. That happens sometimes. Our aim sucks. My aim sucks. You can watch in this gameplay, you probably see me miss a bunch of crits or miss a bunch of shots. Like it happens sometimes, accept it. Accept that, hey, other players are better than me. That's okay. We'll go on to the next game. I'll be on top of the next game. Anyways, guys, I've talked about this as much as I can. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about Monarque. Do you think it's actually busted, or do you think that it just gets a bad rap because at one point it was busted? Because that's, to be fair, at one point it was busted. It could one-shot people, and that was cheese. I will say that was cheese. Because really, you couldn't do much about it. Like you got hit with Monarque, and it's like, oh, you're just dead. It did enough damage to poison you down. Like you didn't have the overshield barricade. You didn't have healing grenades, stuff. Well, you had warlock healing grenade, but you had to do the whole conversion thing, and you die before. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Like yes, it was at one point busted, but it's been a long time since those days. Okay, it's like somebody complained about Mida. Sorry, I know we were gonna do our outro, but it's like somebody complaining about Mida multi-tool. Like Mida multi-tool back in D1's like initial launch was the go-to weapon. It was insane. It had third eye, so it kept your radar up. It flinched the crap out of everybody. You know, it was a broken weapon back in the day, and Bungie nerfed it and said we will never have that happen again. And over time, players just, you know, they forgot about it. They forgot that, hey, like not Monarque, sorry, Mida Multi-Tool was at one point busted. It was absolutely insanely good. And now it's, I mean, like, what, I'd give it like maybe like a 5 out of 10. Like, outside the movement and the radar, like, not really much point using it, but I don't know. I guess it's just going to take time for it to slowly get out of everybody's system that it was at one point broken, and that it's in a good place now, because it's in a fine place now. Monarque is in a fine place now. But yeah, like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, please drop a like, as it does help the channel out. Hey, also drop a subscription. We are currently on our way to 200. I think we're like 9 away at the time of making this video from 200, and we are going to do a probably like a $20 giveaway at 200 subs. So drop a sub here, like the freaking video, and hey, check out this video on screen, because YouTube, for whatever reason, thinks that you will like this one next. That's it from me, guys, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.